With Max Verstappen consistently claiming pole position every week, do you think F1 has gotten you bored? Has it become quite predictable? Let's find out as we investigate the current scenarios in Formula 1. Verstappen is on the run. He had simply won the Belgian Grand Prix and proved to everyone that he now leads the World Drivers' Championship with 314 points. And get this, he's 125 points ahead of the following guy. In 2023, he took almost 91% of the points to be had, reputedly en route to set a brand new document for the very best points percentage in Formula 1 history. Isn't that incredible? But there's a catch. Some new fans are starting to be worried about the thrilling factor of the sport. They believe that the amusement and pleasure of Formula 1 could go through if drivers like Verstappen keep on securing pole positions every week. Do you observe Formula 1 can still preserve its fanbase if it lacks competitive pleasure and regular opposition? During Mercedes' dominance from 2014 to 2020, there were races wherein Lewis Hamilton seemed nearly sure to win. Because of the predictability of the race, visitors spent hours in front of the TV just to watch Hamilton and his teammate finish at the top positions. Sure, Hamilton and Rosberg had a tough fight and some memorable battles in 2016, however, Mercedes really dominated the pond. As a few F1 fans may recognize, within the later years, specifically from 2017 to 2020, the competition among the two drivers of the dominant team was not tight until Red Bull's resurgence in 2021, with Max Verstappen in the end prevailing the championship. It is vital for F1 fans to recognize that each race week may not be an exciting spectacle to watch. Formula 1 doesn't work out in that manner. Dominant times for teams and drivers have come about in the course of F1 records, and whilst they'll lead to much less unpredictability, they're part of the game and will remain the same way. The pleasure and appeal of Formula 1 can still be experienced in various factors, which include technological advancements, team strategies, and driver rivalries that emerge over time. In 2021, Formula 1 fans were handed a remarkable season, marked by way of an extreme battle between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, which saved fans on the edge of their seats until the very last lap of the final race. This exciting competition fulfilled the long-held desires of fans, making it one of the most memorable seasons in the F1 records. From time to time, F1 delivers such remarkable seasons, similar to the unforgettable 2012 season, widely regarded as one of the finest in the sport's history. Now, in 2023, Red Bull seems to have established dominance, but it's important to understand that it's not really their responsibility to slow down. Instead, other teams should strive to elevate their performance and competitiveness to challenge the reigning champions. The sport's dynamic nature ensures that thrilling seasons can arise when teams and drivers deliver exceptional performances and engage in fierce battles on the track. Throughout its records, Formula 1 has had durations of dominance from several teams and drivers, ensuing in what is referred to as dynasties. Mercedes, headed by Lewis Hamilton, won 8 consecutive championships, with Hamilton securing 7 of them. Prior to Red Bull's current success with Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel gained 4 consecutive titles with the team. In addition, the renowned Michael Schumacher won 7 championships between the 1990s and 2000s. While Verstappen's current dominance may create concerns about the sport's competitiveness, it is crucial to remember that such dominance is not new to F1. In reality, domination has been an ordinary subject matter in the course of the records of the game. Regardless of these powerful factors, F1 has survived and remained famous because of the captivating narrative and mystery supplied in the aid of those dynasties. These periods of domination upload plenty to F1's attraction. As other teams and drivers try to go up and overthrow the dominant pressure, fascinating rivalries emerge. Fans are drawn into the drama of the game as they see heated battles for supremacy, increasing excitement and interest in every race. You realize the dominant periods in F1 might make few folk fear the competition. However, the reality is they're simply part of the sport's extraordinary history. As F1 keeps changing, we're in for some cool stuff, new rivalries, and exciting stories that keep us on the edge of our seats. In short, Verstappen's achievement isn't always a cause for challenge. As a substitute, it's a regular part of F1's history. The technical nature of Formula 1 plays an important role in the game's dynamic and the emergence of dominant teams. Each year, F1 teams are presented with precise development rules and regulations that they have to observe, even as striving to build the fastest car possible while staying within those constraints. The real opportunity for teams to gain a significant advantage lies in the periods where there is a major rule overhaul, which usually occurs every 5 to 10 years. During these sea change years, the regulations are completely revamped, providing teams with a clean slate to explore new design approaches and concepts. The team that manages to make the smartest design choices and innovations during such an overhaul gains a substantial edge over their competitors. Red Bull Racing's recent success shows how this whole thing works. In 2022, they had a big shake-up in the rules, giving them a chance to use their technical knowledge to make smart design choices, and boy did they make the most of it. They dominated the track with their strong performance. In the time of major rule changes, F1 went through smaller changes and tweaks to the guidelines. That's when different groups had to shoot their trap up to the desk-toppers. They labored hard and fine-tuned their vehicles, all to bridge the space and challenge the pinnacle team's supremacy. The team that had their technical spot on point from the start had the higher hand, and it's tough to beat that. The cyclic nature of dominance and competition is a defining function of Formula 1. It is what keeps the sport exciting for each team and fan, as it allows for moments of intense opposition and unpredictability. Even though Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari and McLaren have had their time as dominant forces in F1, it's critical to understand that the sport is always converting. The policies evolve and the extraordinary teams step up their recreation, which means that the balance can shift quickly. That's the beauty of Formula 1, it's always full of surprises. With innovation, strategy and top-notch engineering, the sport delivers moments of pure brilliance and excitement on those tough circuits. Red Bull's technical benefit inside the current F1 development cycle method is that their two cars, pushed by the way of Verstappen and Perez, are probably to continuously outperform other cars. The overall performance gap between the two drivers emphasizes abilities, despite the fact that they've got the right of entry to identical vehicles. Their precise riding patterns is what sets them apart. If you're new to Formula 1, this can appear ridiculous. What's the point of racing if it's apparent who will win? The solution may be found inside incremental improvements taking place behind Verstappen's car. Watching the other cars chase Verstappen's record is non-stop entertainment. McLaren's recent boost in F1 suggests how critical technical design and improvements are in the game. In 2022, they kind of dropped the ball on the rule of thumb adjustments and their car did not have the punch it needed. It turned into a difficult time and they were way down the grid for most of 2023. But hey, they took charge and realized they needed to make a few serious improvements to their car. They put inside the work and it did repay. They upgraded their ride and like magic, they turned things around real quick. In just race weekends, McLaren went from struggling at the back to making their way to the top 5. It turned into jaw-dropping. Shows you that with some smarts and efforts, you may honestly shake things up in F1, even within the rules. It's a true testament to what's feasible in this high-speed world of racing. In Formula 1, teams are continually pushing the boundaries of engineering and technology, seeking every possible advantage to gain a competitive edge. Such improvements can lead to dramatic shifts in performance, allowing teams to compete at the highest level. McLaren's comeback is a good reminder that F1 isn't all about one team or driver calling the shots. It's a sport that values innovation, adaptability, and sheer grit. Teams learn from their slip-ups and keep tweaking their designs, making the competition crazier and full of surprises. Fans can get a real treat with thrilling and captivating racing all season long. It's what makes Formula 1 so damn exciting. That's the secret of watching and appreciating F1 during these dominating eras, celebrating the extraordinary feats of winning drivers and teams like Verstappen and Red Bull, but keeping an eye out for the fierce fight taking place right below them on the grid. And that was all you needed to know, folks. The entertainment has just begun as other competitive teams are climbing up the grid and getting closer to the fastest car after each race. If you liked our video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget the bell icon, guys. Let's wait and watch out for these fascinating races coming soon.